came across something today that really reinforced all of my concerns about the idea of value. And I figured I'd make a video and share it with you. Hi, welcome back to Not So Obvious Watches. I'm Pete McConville. Quick intro. My state, Victoria in Australia, has gone back into lockdown. So I haven't been able to go up and see my granddaughter in Sydney as I was hoping to over this weekend. I've responded to that by being miserable, hanging around the house and spending way too much time looking at watches and planning out the watches I plan to buy over the next year or so. During that, doing the research for that and doing the budgeting and figuring out how this is going to happen, I came upon something which was, for me, the best example I could possibly have for why I think the concept of value, of weighing specs up against some checklist and saying that as a result this watch is worth this much and this watch is worth this much and you should buy this watch because it's better value, makes zero sense. So one of the watches I am going to buy is an Alpina. If you've watched my channel at all, I'm a big Alpina fan, and I'm going to be buying the Alpina Alpina 4. It's a dive/dress kind of tool watch. I think I've seen it both online and in real life, many times. It's a gorgeous watch. It's really affordable, and it's absolutely stunning. So I'm going to buy one. I'm saving for it. It's not my highest priority, but it is coming shortly. Now, the interesting thing is it comes in the different colorways. The two I'd be interested in are the blue and the black. But the truth is, it's the blue I love. Both in real life and online, that blue that is absolutely stunning. It is the one I want to get. The black is very nice. It's quite pleasant. If the blue didn't exist, I'd be perfectly happy owning the black. That's the only difference between the two. It's just the colorway. Same case, same bracelet, same band. If you get it on a band, same movement, same manufacturer, same history, same everything. The only thing that's different is the colorway. Oh, and the price. Obviously, out of the factory, Alpina charges you exactly the same for both. But by the time it hits the real world and you're paying real world prices, the reality is if you can find a blue, because the blues are much more popular, they will probably cost you between $300 and maybe $400 more than a black, which makes no sense. Well, it makes lots of sense, but makes no sense to someone who's interested in the idea of value. Because remember, let's go back to the idea of value. Case design, same. Materials, the same. Movement, the same. Crystal, the same. Everything is the same, except one watch that is exactly the same as the other is like $300 cheaper. So using the concept of value, I'm insane for spending more money on the blue. But here's the thing, I don't want the black as much. I can tolerate it, I can live with it, but it's not what I want. I want the blue. And I can afford to pay the extra for the blue. So if I don't, I'm torn. Half the internet would think I'm an idiot for paying extra for the colorway I want. But then that means that I ended up buying a watch I didn't really want, because I wanted the one I could afford, but it wasn't as good value. Therein lies my whole concept, my whole problem with this idea of value for money in a watch. Why I think it is deceptive and why I think it is downright dangerous to a watch collector, in that it drives you towards things that you might be okay with, that you might kind of like, but it can drive you away from the things that you truly love. when I first made this argument, I was talking about different watch brands. So it was Tudor versus Breitling was the key issue in there. And I think that clouded the issue a little bit because it imported a whole bunch of unspoken assumptions about how much a brand was worth, and it complicated things. I think the issue of value becomes crystal clear. The weakness of the issue of value becomes crystal clear when you start comparing exactly the same watch from exactly the same manufacturer, tweak one aesthetic thing like a colorway, and watch how that price radically moves around. And then ask yourself, are you willing to compromise the watch you want because of some abstract and ultimately kind of pointless notion of value? And if you're not, then perhaps we should go back and look at all of those people and all of those opinions and all of those ideas that try and rank watches in value at the expense of simply saying which one you like more. That's really about it. That's all I was going to say today. I've been Pete McConville. This has been Not So Obvious Watches, and I'll see you later. Bye.